Good greetings, I'm Rusty Dog. Welcome to Elite Dangerous, and this is a little video about the January update. So this does include the January update patch 1, which fixes the stuttering issue, and apparently that was caused by when you jumped into the system, the background or the server would request data for all the planets as soon as you jumped in, and that's what was causing the stuttering. So that's been apparently fixed, which is good, and I haven't tested that. I haven't made an actual jump since, but I'm going to assume it is sorted. Now then, I just want to take a look today at the new I've forgotten the name of it. The spectrum scanner, the full spectrum scanner thing, the FSS. Yeah. Sorry, brain shut down there. Yeah, I want to take a look at this. But before we do, you'll probably notice I'm here at Jackson's Lighthouse, and there's a neutron star here. I want to make a quick mention about this, because some of you might not be too happy with me, but I'm not saying it's my fault, but it might be. If you remember in the beta, neutron stars had a different look to them. In the January patch beta, they did look different. Frontier had updated the way that neutron stars looked, and personally I found it quite visually disturbing for me. It was a bit maybe, I don't know, maybe on that day I just didn't have a bit of a tired head on me or whatever, but it was a bit difficult to look at. This is tolerable, kind of hypnotic, but on the one they had in the beta, flying into the jet cones was quite visually disturbing, and I am photosensitive, so something like that wouldn't be good for me. And so for like exploration, traveling along a neutron highway or something, I would have to rule it out. So I did send in a ticket to Frontier, mention it, and say, look, these new neutrons, the way they are, to me at least, visually disturbing. I have I'm photosensitive, and I don't know if I'm the only person. But I did send that ticket in, and I've noticed even on the patch notes, it is mentioned just kind of in a very casual way. Let me see if I can just find what it says. Yeah, typing on the wrong screen there. Okay, so it just says fixed a visual issue rendering neutron star jet cones. Well, you can say it's been fixed from the patch. In other words, it's been put back here. Now, I don't know whether I am responsible for this. If I am, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure that Jackson's Lighthouse was the one I went to in the beta, because it's the closest one to, within the bubble. But it looks like the neutron stars are similar. I don't know whether those ones that spin really, really fast are still around. If any of you are out exploring and you're near any neutron stars that you know, or if you encounter any of those where the jet cones spin extremely quickly, then let me know. I'd like to know if they're still in the game, because they also gave me a little bit of an issue. But I managed with them. I just avoided them because they were so few and far between. So it didn't really bother me. Okay, so there's no landable planets in this system, so we're gonna pop in here, and we're gonna see if we can find. I better put some stuff on here. We're going to find some systems with planets on them, I think. So we're a little bit outside the bubble, but not too far. So if we make a jump, but anyway, yes, on the neutron stars, I would like to thank Frontier for sorting that out. Even if it meant keeping things as they were. Well, come on then, I am kind of aligned. So you've probably all seen the patch notes, I don't need to go over those. And we have, of course, new system states, which I might take a brief look at. But I just want to have a look at the new... if we just throttle down here, we go into the FSS scanner here, and filtered spectral analysis. Right, so let me just do a quick D-scan. So let me see if we've got any. Okay, so we may have a couple of candidates here. So into the thing, and let's just see what we can pick up. So we'll just, there's only 10, so we'll just quickly scan everything. Features known. So instead of, now this is a little thing I'm trying to wrestle with here. They've said that, let me just render these out. They've said that this new method of geologicals, finding geologicals, is faster. I'm not convinced that it is, though. I think it's going to be slower, but I've yet to confirm that for myself. But before, when you would scan a planet, if there was a chance of it having geologicals, up the top right there where it says features, you would have to wait a few seconds, which I found perfectly acceptable, having to wait, because while it was scanning, you could still come out and scan something else, and then you go back in and you find that you would find that that scanning was done anyway. But you would know for definite, right, that there was geologicals on that planet. And not only that, but you would know exactly how many. And the price to pay for that was you had to wait a few seconds for that information. And I was fine with that. That was absolutely fine. I never had any issues about, oh, it's taking so long, nothing. And now, oh, this is moving really quickly. And now what they're doing, what's happening is, oh my God, what's happening here? I need to move away a little bit. So now what's happening is when you scan a planet, now it just tells you how likely there may be for geologicals. So you've got very likely and unlikely, but the one that's like likely, you could, where before you would know for sure because it would tell you yes or no and how many, now it's just saying, well, maybe. So now you're going to venture over to that planet, however many light seconds away it is, only to scan it and find that no, there actually aren't any at all. So it's you've wasted more time, far more time. I mean, if you get very likely, I'm assuming that there's definitely going to be an amount of geological or biological sites on that planet, and you'll find out where those are and how many once you've probed that planet. But it only takes one planet where you think there might be some, based on what the FSS has told you, where you think there might be some, and it turns out that there aren't any. It only takes that to happen once, and you've already wasted far more time getting to that planet than you have waiting for the geological site number to come up in the top right corner like it used to. It looks like we're going to be out of luck here for... Oh, we have another one here. So I know we're being sold on this idea that it saves time, but I'm not convinced that it does. Well, we've scanned all of those, and obviously there's nothing. It hasn't come up with anything. So I'm just going to try this one. We are getting closer and closer to the bubble as we go, I think, in this direction. Yes, so I don't know whether this is a better system. It might be more efficient in how much drain there is on the server when you're using the FSS. So maybe from a server side point of view it might be better. But from a player's point of view, at least from my personal perspective, I never really had an issue waiting for it to scan for geologicals, because I knew that once that scanning started, that regardless of anything, that there was going to be some there, whether there was 2 or 42. Once the scan, if there isn't any, it just says none, and if it starts scanning, then you know, yeah, there is some. So you could cancel it right there if you want and just go and visit the planet, and then find out where they all are when you probe. Because when you get to the planet, they'll all be revealed to you anyway. So let's see. Oh, we need to do things in the right order. Quickly do a D-scan. It's probably already been done, this place, anyway. I didn't need to bother. Okay, so we've got a few more opportunities up here. What are we looking at? Let's have a look. So we'll go into the scanner, and we'll put it around the icy. We only need to be in this range, really. Icy bodies, rocky bodies, that kind of thing. You're not going to be landing on much else. Okay, so this is no good. We've got a whole load of stuff here that's no good. So again, features none. See, these are... Oh, we have an icy body there. Another one here. Nothing coming up so far on the features. Oh, still nothing. Not very likely then, is it? Let's see. Well, what a boring place. I am in my exploration anaconda, so we can travel the length and breadth of the galaxy. Let's get the asteroid clusters out of the way. We can travel the length and breadth of the galaxy if the need arises. I'm hoping it doesn't. No, I'm sure it won't. Let me see what I've done here, because have I unexplored. Alright, let's just point to one. Okay, so we have it targeted, and then what we'll do is we'll point the ship to it. Just try and make life a bit quicker here. A bit easier. Just plonk it right in front. Ooh, little stutter there. Now we'll go into the scanner, and it should be right in front of us. Okay, so yeah, of course we've got the main body and then we've got the actual oh wow. We did find the thing. So all the satellite bodies now will be around here. So if we go in and come back down here, we should be able to dig them out. Look at that, geological 18. Now what's that all about? Do I need to go further out? Because it's just come up and said how many there are. Geological 45. Unless I've been here before, perhaps. Okay, I'm going to venture further out and I will be back. Okay, so I've made a couple of jumps and we're in one of these Sinoof systems, and where we are now is here. So here's hoping. So we're throttled down in Super Cruise and I want to be in and around the icy rocky bodies. Really want to pick up ices and rockies only at the moment. I know these aren't. Here we go, maybe some more luck here. Let's sit right in the middle, see if we can semi-render anything. It'll look like it. Okay, so unless there's anything on this... Oh, here we go. No. Oh, this is nasty. Alright, let's just... Why is that not changing? Oh my god. Alright, I guess we're just going to have to surrender and render everything here. Ah, here we got one. A ringed icy body. Pretty cool. A lot of information on the right hand side there. Activities, exploration and mining. Okay. And I want to get the asteroid clusters out the way first as well. Or at least early on. Gas giant. Okay. Features none. This was... I don't know whether this was a... I mean, the old version of how this used to work. I just wonder whether it was changed because of server load or something like that, because... Just nip back up here to 5E a moment. Okay. Right, yes, I don't know whether it changed just because of server load reasons, but for sure I find myself preferring the previous method. Although, to be fair, I haven't actually seen this one yet. Not in action. Okay, here we go. Likely. Refining scan. So you still have to wait though. Is it going to come up with a number? Oh. Ah. So now this is okay. So you've got both choices. Okay, so forget anything I said earlier then. This is better. So when it comes up and says likely, you can just come straight out and just go there and have a look for yourself. Although why you would bother doing that when all you need to do is wait, say, a couple of seconds, and it's going to tell you how many there are anyway. like the old system used to do. So when I thought it just came up and said likely or very likely, and that was it. I didn't think it carried on, and I didn't think it did this. I didn't think it carried on scanning until it got an actual number for you. I thought the numbering of how many and whether there were any was no longer on the FSS, and it was just a case of you have to go there now based on its likelihood. But that seems to not be the case. Highly likely. I didn't know the refining scan thing was even a thing. I thought it just came up with highly likely, or very likely, or unlikely, or very unlikely, or whatever it is. I wasn't aware of any refining scans, because to me that would have made the new system slower for you having to go to the planet and see for yourself. So what was all that talk that Frontier did about you can make a decision about going to the planet yourself and deciding whether you think it's worth going or not? That's kind of redundant when you have a scan that's refining and telling you for sure anyway. So apparently this information about what's there is also in the system map. So if I'm guessing it's going to be here if anywhere. So we can click here. You have not yet mapped the planet. That's normal. I mean, when I say that's normal, I mean that's information that was already there before. I wonder where this information is. Well, it can't be anywhere else. It has to be here. I can't remember which one it was that did have the geologicals. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There you go. So just under locations you have features geological 7. So we know already. Yeah, okay, so it's there. I quite like that. Yeah, that's fine. The fact that it actually, I mean, why, if it's starting to refine the scan in order to give you definite information about what's on that planet, how many there are, why would you not want that? Why would you come out of the FSS at that point and just say, well, okay, why don't we just fly 12,000 light seconds and find out how many there are? I'm not sure what this brings to the table now, because if it's going to sit there and refine the scan anyway, which is what it used to do, why the likelihood factor? Why very likely? Why likely, very likely? What am I missing? I'm obviously missing something here, guys. Maybe you can help me out. It was fully my interpretation that you would find a planet, okay, to scan. Let's go into this one. So you would go into here, for example. Is that a good one? Yeah. And on features it would say likely, very likely, highly likely, and that's it. Nothing else. No more information. And then I was under the impression it was up to you, based on that likelihood, whether you wanted to go to the planet and check it out or not. Now, if you're specifically after geological sites, that's going to be a huge waste of time for you to go there and probe planets, because of course it takes time to probe as well. um, only to find out that actually there aren't any. But the fact that it's not just saying that, which is in all the screenshots and videos I've seen, that's all it did. This refining scan thing, I've never seen that come up. I've never seen that. Unless I missed it. But listen to the sound of that icy body. But now it comes up and says very likely, but that's kind of redundant, because if it's going to refine the scan in a couple of seconds and tell you, hey, you've got 15 geological sites, the likelihood of what you've told me, whether it was likely or very likely or highly likely, doesn't matter to me now. I know there's 15 there. I don't need to know the likelihood. I'm not fully understanding what's going on here or why that was changed that way. Alright. Well, maybe somebody can explain this to me, because I don't get it. Alright, I guess I can fly home now. Oh, yeah, we have new system states as well. So if we go into the system map, let's take a look. I haven't actually seen any of these yet, apart from in the patch. But here we have, they're running out of colors, I think, now. They are going to run out of colors, because natural disaster and retreat are the same color. I mean, we've got, what, 16.7 million colors, and already we have a repetition here. This purple, it's not the same as Outbreak, but it's very similar. Yeah. I think the natural disaster possibly... Is it a darker red? It's not dark. If it is darker than retreat, it's not dark enough to... certainly it's not dark enough to be noticeable. But if we pop over into El Buble here, and we take away all of the old systems, let's go all the way down to incursion, and these are the new states. So let me just declutter some of this, guys. Get rid of my bookmarks, and I get rid of the... I don't know why the starter zones are there. Okay, so we have a few. We got the blue one here. Is it blue or is it green? So this is in drought. It is green. And then we have blight, which I'm told is a... I didn't know what it was, but I'm told it's like a crop failure. Another blight here, I think. Yeah, you can see, look, that's a crop that's wilting, so clearly a crop failure. And down here we have a public holiday with the calendar. The Empire is having a public holiday. I wonder how long that's going to last. It'll be interesting to fly there and just see what missions are there. You know, can you deliver 520 calendars to... Oh, what does this do? Public holiday, I love it. Terrorist attack in grey. Wow, that'll be an interesting system to visit. Terrorist attack, that would be cool. I say that would be cool. That sounds like it would be cool. Yeah, I've got to visit this public holiday. How many jumps is it? I just want to have a look at the missions that are in there. It's 5 jumps away. We can do that really quickly. Okay, so while we're going to a public holiday system, I want to see it come up on the hood. I don't know why I find it humorous. I just, like, it's a thing, like it's a state. We've got famine, terrorist attack, blight, you know, all these major states, and then suddenly, yay, public holiday. So, okay, so now we have, in the trading, we have a change. that simply says that they've added supply and demand for these high-end exotic minerals that we're used to mining. So now we have supply and demand volumes, which I thought were there all the time, but apparently not. So trading things like void opals, I'll try and run through the list here in alphabetical order. So I'll try and say them: Alexandrite, benitoite, grandidiorite, low temperature diamonds. That was a hard one to say. Monazite, musgrafite, painite, rodplumsite, serendibite, and void opals now have supply and demand volumes, which means trading is apparently more realistic, as it will bring it in line with other commodities. Whereas, you know, the more demand is met, the more I guess the price will go down. So it says here, trading goods such as void opals is more realistic. Markets can still offer a high buy price, but they will offer less as the demand is met. As part of the change, these high-end minerals will now be demanded more by specific economy types. This change will affect the following commodities, obviously the ones I've just listed. Yeah, so there we go. So I think the prices, I wonder if the prices have changed that much, and if websites like EDDB and stuff like that and Inara are reflecting these changes already. I'm gonna need a refueling station at some point, that being a star. And we can do it on this one. So let's just enable the orbit lines, because I like to get right close into the star for scooping, and I don't want to mess it up.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Right, so we need to scoop a lot, but this ship will scoop it up like nobody's business. Yeah, we're pretty much full, we can go now.
Fuel scooping complete.
Perfect timing. As the fuel scoop rate, the flow rate is dropping down, I still managed to complete a full tank. That's brilliant. That's when you know you started pulling away at the perfect time.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So, so it's, yeah, this is going to be the next jump. I don't think is it going to display it on the hood?
Fuel scooping.
The system state? I'm not sure. Let's see. I know it does for Anarchy,
Fuel
but
scooping complete.
let's see. So you know there has to be stations here, because they couldn't have public holiday. There you go, top right. Public holiday reported. I knew it displayed it somewhere. I just for a moment thought it was in the middle there where it says high security clean, but it's not. It's actually in the info panel. Of course it is. I mean, I've only been playing this for over 4.5 years now, so probably more like 5. It's the little things you don't remember. Okay, let's have a look here. So, yeah, okay, everyone here is having a nice little public holiday. Civil War. Oh, some are. Some are in Civil War, some are in public holidays. But this one, controlling faction is the East India Company, and they are the ones having the public holiday. So let's go there. I'll be back when I'm there, by the way. Okay, so we are here in Nyland Station, and this is my first ever landing at a public holiday system. Let's take a look. I don't know how that's going to change the mission board. I can't see how. But here's the controlling faction who are on a public holiday, but they're still dishing out missions. And yeah, commercial samples, disable. Yeah, so expansion data, couriering. Yeah. So they don't want calendars taken anywhere or anything like that. Flags. So here we go. Public holiday expansion. Okay. Courier for sensitive poll data. Yeah, election results probably. Because they never get tampered with. Another courier for sensitive poll data. Hostile ships may be sent against you. There's quite a few factions here. Assassinate Vegetable General Elias. Well, you know, it'd be nice to see some new mission types as well. I hope we're going to be getting those soon. Another Vegetable General Dark. And before anybody points out, I know it says Venerable. But you must know that I know that. Oh no! Han Solo, he's a deserter apparently. No. And he's from Mongo. What's this? A Flash Gordon Star Wars merger. Mong Zero. Han Solo in Mong Zero. What is going on here? I feel like I should take on this mission. Also on a public holiday, by the way, you'll notice. Okay, I'm trying to look. Oh no! I thought it was a grey. Do you ever think you've seen a little grey dot, and it's like a little mark on your monitor screen that you have to get up with your fingernail? So I'm sure these new system states will populate further as the game progresses. I mean, I can surely see that happening. We're going to get more systems in these new states. I can't see at the moment whether there is any terrorist states. Let's get rid of this. I can't see whether there are any terrorist states at the moment, but some may emerge through gameplay. It's a question of how do you create one, and I guess you just go into that system and just create havoc, killing innocents left, right, and center, and that may provoke. I mean, I'm just guessing, but I would assume that, you know, committing terrorist activities, which basically boils down to, you know, killing innocent people and stuff like that. So I think if you are taking on innocent ships, you may be able to eventually switch the state to a terrorist attack if there's enough of you. One ship's not going to do it. Now I wonder if drought. I'm just thinking of weird stuff here, like just going into the stations there and just buying all the water and all the liquids and selling them to different states. So there's no water left in the system. Like the system's not clever enough to go, no, we kind of need some of the water, so we're not going to sell all of it. I'm just being silly. I'm sure it doesn't work that way. Um, this one's an interesting one as well, an infrastructure failure. That would be another interesting one to visit. But I say interesting to visit though, but from a point of view of someone who doesn't really delve into, oh hello, into BGS. Well, look what we got here. For someone who doesn't delve into BGS, I don't know how useful these states are going to be to me. They would be useful if, say, for example, terrorist attack, you go into a station there and it offers specific missions based on defeating terrorists. Now that would make sense to me. So we're going to fly over there and we're going to find out. I'm not going to do this in my Anaconda though. So what I'm going to do is whiz off back to Shinrata. I'm going to pick up, I would say, probably a Fer-de-Lance, perhaps. I'm not going to pick up a large ship. I want to pick up something a bit smaller. Because I want a ship that's going to land on a platform anyway, because the population is low, so I'm guessing there's going to be no space stations there. There may be landing platforms on a planet surface, but it may just be platforms out in space, so that's going to require a smaller ship. So I'm going to take a ship that I can land on a platform if necessary. So maybe the Python or something like that. Okay, so I will be back when that's done. Right, so I'm back here at Jameson. I'm just about to plot, well, I plotted the route to the terrorist attack state, HIP 97704. Now I do not have a fuel scoop on this. This is my Crate Mark II, and it is completely fitted out with plasma accelerators. But according to the galactic map, even though I have a 9-jump journey, according to this, I can make it without running out of fuel. Well, that would be impressive. It looks like the first jump is taking a little bit of fuel there, so it looks like we're going to be able to make it. So there better be a landing pad on the other side. There has to be, because there's a population, so there has to be something. I just hope it has refuel facilities, otherwise I might be in a bit of trouble. Right, so I'll be back when I get to HIP, and I will see you later. Right, we have arrived in the system. This is the system map. Coming up, and there is one station, which is the one we're heading to. There's a couple of landables. I haven't checked whether you can land on those, whether there's any bases, I mean, to land on. And also you'll notice my fuel tank's just under halfway. So it was 9 jumps to get here, and it'll be 9 jumps to get back to Shinny. This ship can do another 7 jumps. It'll run out of fuel 2 jumps from the end. So that's not bad. 16 jumps from a crate that's got no fuel scoop. Pretty good. I don't think I'm going to have any refueling issues. I can't believe I did 9 jumps and I've still got just under half a tank. So the Crimson Bridge Corporation is the major faction here, and they are the ones that are currently in the terrorist state. So we're going to take a look at the mission board and of that faction. It's not a minor faction, it's the major faction here. We'll take a look at that mission board, and let's see if there are any what I would call state-specific missions on the mission board. And I have to say I'll be disappointed if there isn't. If they are under terrorist attack, I would expect them to be putting contracts or jobs out for people to go and help them kill the side that they consider to be terrorists. So take down terrorist leader, blah blah blah, assassinate ships from, I mean, this particular faction. I don't know who's terrorizing them, what faction it is that's terrorizing them, but if there's nothing specific, like for example if we go into that faction's mission board and it's just like boom data deliveries and mining, and you know, we need 10 tons of Bertrandite or whatever, I'm going to be very disappointed. I think the mission board should work around the state that it's in, and I think essentially the game's kind of always been known to do that. But well, let's see. We're here now, so, and I am in my lovely crate, which the Python wasn't an option because that's configured for deep core mining. The Fertilance was an option, but it had a smaller jump range, only like 16 or 18, so that really wasn't an option either. So the crate had a 24 light year jump range unladen, and that made it perfect for the job, and it's got a great fuel tank on it, as you can see. So
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
oh, that's a nice voice, cheery voice. So I'm going to want some fuel first, I think.
Hull repaired.
Oh, that was me not paying attention, and I jumped into a system and didn't disengage the. I didn't move out the way of the sun. Okay, so the Crimson Bridge Corporation, as you can see, faction state terrorist attack, and if we take a look here in the system map, you will see here's all the minor factions. They're all non, but the Crimson Bridge Corporation is undergoing a terrorist attack, and they are the controlling faction. So, in the mission board, and there is the Crimson Bridge. So, take down pirate. Is that classed as terrorist activities? I suppose. Massacre. Aloe Bog. Jet Boys faction pirates. Donate to the cause. Yeah, that's viable. You know, you'd expect that. Donate some money to help them. Fight the cause. I could do that. Let's do that. Let's give them $1 million. We can do that. And we have to do it.
Incoming message.
Incoming message. Okay. So Aloe Bog Jet Boys. So these must be the pirates, I suppose. Take down known pirate. Yep, scan the nav beacon in Aloe Bog. So Aloe Bog is the system that is giving these people grief. So let's go to Aloe Bog. Now let's just bring up all these other states now. I think that's everything. And Aloe Bog is currently in a state of military terraforming. I don't think I've ever seen that. Military terraforming. Wow. Okay. But clearly, these are the terrorists. So, okay, it's kind of related. I thought it would be take down terrorist instead of known pirate. I suppose piracy is classed as a terrorist thing, I suppose. But yeah, take down terrorist, you know, blah blah blah. I would have expected that. So we have, and it's only expert as well, so it's not really a big deal. That one. Liberate 6 hostages. Again, that makes sense in a terrorist state. But you get to see those in other states too. But in a terrorist attack state, yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. But let's go to this one. And again, Massacre Aloe Bog, but these people are in a state of none. Deliveries. massacre. You see, so these, even though this is just in a state of expansion and they're not in a state of the terrorist attack, they're still offering Alabog Jet Boy massacre missions. The Alabog Jet Boys. It sounds like a 50s band from Happy Days. Right. Okay. Let's come out of this because I did increase my rep. I don't know whether that's going to change the missions here. Probably not. So take down known pirate. And that's elite. Okay, well, let's accept that mission. Alright, I'll be back when we get some action going. Oakley dokley, here it is. It was here the moment we jumped in. I mean, we had a mission critical message come up which told us that it was around 5A. I didn't even need to point to 5A, I just went in here and there it was. So it's a threat 4, so it's going to be fun up against this. So I'm going to switch to 3-3. Is that my man? Yep, that's my guy, and he's in a Corvette. Oh god. Kill or be killed then. Oh wow, he really got my shields there. Okay, this is no good. Chasing a dog's tail at the moment.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Oh, can't be stood here all that time and not fire. Come on.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
I was waiting for all of my plasmas to come online so that I could let him have everything. Trying to chicken out now. Dead. And my shields are 60%.
Incoming mission critical message.
Yes. Well done, little crate. Well done. Well done. Yes, yes, yes. Let's pick up some lovely stuff. Right, I'm going to pick up this lovely gear and I will be back. Okie doke, so now we are here. I'm just going to cash this mission in. If that had been rep, I would have taken that one. Ah, influence, okay. Let's do influence. The economic status of Crimson Bridge has improved. The economic status of the Alabog Jet Boys has declined. Need a better manager. Okay, yeah, I took a little bit of a reward loss on that one for some extra influence in this sector. If I keep doing missions that have... Maybe you guys can help me with this one. If I keep taking missions that have +5 influence and I keep accepting the influence, so this keeps going up all the time, is that going to help them defeat this terrorist state, or am I thinking of something different? Yes, I am being messaged on my phone a few times. So this is my personal reputation with them, the cordial, friendly thing, but this is the influence. So That's gone up. I don't know by how much, but if I keep taking those missions, obviously I'd like to increase. I mean, their influence isn't very much. So if we keep taking on enough missions to fill the blue as much as that red is, I'm assuming that red's going to disappear, then their influence will disappear, and maybe this terrorist attack state will go. Am I right in thinking that, guys, or am I? Because I really don't know hardly anything about the background sim and how it all kind of works. I'm very, very, uh, you could write everything I know about that. You could write on the back of a stamp. So, yeah. So if I keep Razor Charlie, if I keep taking these missions that involve, regardless of what they are, but if they have like high influence values, I'm just wondering whether that's going to help these guys. And am I right that these states change on a certain day on the server tickover every week? See, the security state needs enhancing, doesn't it, really? Anyway, okay, so that's my casual gameplay look at the January update. Just took a look at a couple of the different states and also the new way of scanning geologicals, which doesn't look all that new to me, and I don't know. I don't see the point. It's if they're refining that scanner, I think that the likelihood dialogue is redundant. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you do, leave a like. I'm going to do the whole YouTube spiel. Leave a like, subscribe, and you can get me on Patreon, I don't know how it is. Yeah, I'm there as well. All links in the video description. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.